Hey there, I'm John,
And I'm Josh.
and we are basically at almost our last um, presentation for the 2019 football season.
We'll probably have one more recapping just the best games in general. And
Yeah,
that'll be it
yeah.
for us.
And so this one, we want to talk about the New Year's Six and the playoffs. So we're going to cover those.
We've got a good selection of games, I think, this year.
Yeah, I think they're pretty interesting. On December 28th, you have the Cotton Bowl. And so in that one, you have number 17, Memphis is going to face number 10, Penn State.
All right. I personally don't think Memphis is that great of a team.
Mm.
I'm extremely biased in regards to Group of Five, but I don't think the AAC is that great.
Mm-hmm.
You stack them up against Power 5 teams this year, and they've done way worse than, like, I don't know, the Mountain West, for example.
Of course.
So
that
in
would
my
be your example.
yeah. So in my mind, Penn State wins this.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Penn State's going to struggle with Memphis.
We'll see. Memphis is going to give it all they got.
Yeah,
They'll give
absolutely.
it 100%.
Yeah.
So the question is Penn State motivated enough
Are they going to take it seriously?
to really give it their all?
Yeah, that's true. That's important for
Yeah.
Penn State. On the 30th of this month, we have the Orange Bowl. And in this one, we have number 9, Florida, who has come on very strong towards the end of the
Yeah.
season. And they're going to be playing number 24, Virginia.
This is just one of the huge flaws of
This is a huge flaw.
the system. You got an awful Virginia team about to get absolutely demolished, just
They're
like
gonna
they did
get-
against Clemson.
they are
Clemson
gonna
absolutely murked them. Now
Yes.
Florida's going to get their turn just to toy
Yeah.
around
Must
with a
be-
mediocre
It must
football
feel
team.
horrible to be Virginia in this situation.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, two games in a row where they just stand no chance.
Yeah.
This is the most boring game. One of the most boring games in all of every bowl game this year. In
Yeah.
my mind, this one's one of the most boring ones.
I agree with you. And then on January 1st, we have 4 pretty big games, pretty interesting
all
ones.
entertaining.
Now we're getting to interesting.
Yeah.
So you have the Citrus Bowl, number 14 Michigan versus number 13 Alabama.
That's a good game. As far as games that Alabama could have gotten,
Yeah.
you know, you lose 2 games, you're out of the playoffs, you don't make it to a New Year's Six bowl. Michigan's a good team.
Yeah.
Both of these have been some of the winningest programs since the past 20 years, probably.
This
You
is
know,
true.
Alabama struggled at the beginning of 2000s, I think, but towards the end, you know, they've been the most dominant, especially this decade.
They have. Yeah.
Michigan is close to the all-time winningest team in college football. It's like
Mm-hmm.
them, Ohio State, you know, Boise's number 1, but we don't have to go
Yeah,
there.
throw that in there. Yeah.
And this is a decent matchup, but in my mind, Harbaugh is just so bad in clutch games.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Okay. But, and I know we have the factor of you don't have Tua in there. And so
what players from Alabama? We don't know yet. They haven't said anything yet.
That's right.
What
Are not gonna
players
be
from
in.
Alabama are not going to play?
Yes.
Does Jerry Jeudy play?
That's huge.
Devontae
don't
Smith,
know.
does he play?
They have not said.
There's so many players who.
You take those guys out of it.
Yeah, I don't know
This
if Mac
is a
Jones
com-
can do anything without
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
So
because it's nothing about Mac Jones.
yeah, it's the receivers.
Yes. So if you take those guys out, they're in trouble, I would say.
I think this is a good game. I think depending on who plays and who doesn't, it could have a huge impact on it. But all in all, this is Patterson's last game for Michigan, right? He's a senior, I believe. Could
Yeah.
be wrong.
What about Alabama's motivation here, though? Are they?
I think if
too
you're
disappointed?
Alabama, you know you didn't deserve. Saban is being like, we've lost 2 games.
Yeah.
If you lose 2 games, that's what frustrates me about Virginia. Like, you don't deserve to make. I don't care who you lose to. You've lost 2 games. You're not one of the best teams in the country. You're a
Yeah.
great team, but you're not one of the best.
Wait. Did you just say Virginia's a great team?
I said that's why I'm so mad about
Okay.
Virginia.
Okay, thank you.
That's why I can't stand the fact that Virginia made it such a great game. Because, like, that's pretty much. You can't debate whether Alabama or
Virginia
deserve
should not
it,
be
you know?
in there. Correct.
Yeah, we don't have to go back
Yeah.
there.
Okay. Let's not go back.
Yeah. Alabama wins in my mind just because
I would think so.
big games,
I feel
they'll
like
come
that
to
as
play.
well. Yeah.
and Michigan doesn't know how to.
The Outback Bowl. You have number 18 Minnesota versus number 12 Auburn.
It's a pretty good game to me,
This
too.
is too.
I think this is an interesting matchup. Minnesota, I still think this is a phenomenal season for them.
Yeah,
They did struggle towards the end, but it was all close games.
Yeah.
They gave everyone
against really good opponents.
They gave everyone that they could a challenge.
Yeah.
I think they'll give Auburn a challenge.
I think they will. Too.
I think Minnesota's defense is not that bad.
Mhm.
I think Bo Nix could struggle playing against
True.
them for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it'll come down to him. Whether or not he can open it up like he did against Alabama,
Yeah.
get out of the pocket, make the plays that he needs to make. I think this game rests on his shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do think Auburn wins.
I would think so.
I think they do, yeah.
Okay. The Rose Bowl, the granddaddy. You have number 6 Oregon facing number 8 Wisconsin. So in this one,
This is a good game, too.
two very different teams playing each other.
This is going to come down. Can Wisconsin's defense slow down the fast playing, explosive offense of Oregon?
Yeah.
And who plays better? Is Herbert going to outplay Taylor?
Yeah.
I know it's quarterback and a running back, but you're still looking at two phenomenal players on both teams
You are.
offensively.
Yes.
That's going to be the matchup. If Taylor runs for 200 yards, Wisconsin wins. If they can't stop Herbert from throwing 350 plus, Oregon wins.
Yeah.
Or we get both, and it's going to be like 80 to 80.
a lot of yards.
Yeah.
A lot of scoring.
Because I don't necessarily think Oregon's defense is going to be able to stop
I don't
Wisconsin.
think so either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though they're fast, they're not big.
Yeah, and it's good matchup.
Yeah.
Man,
Intriguing.
I don't know who
Intriguing.
I think this
Thank
one
you.
could go either way.
This
I
is
really
good.
do think
Yeah.
it could go either
Okay.
way.
Then you have the Sugar Bowl. In that one, you have number 5 Georgia is going to face number 7 Baylor. Again, a very interesting matchup.
I said it once, I'll say it again. Jake Fromm sucks at football. And Georgia is overrated. I think Baylor wins.
Okay, wow. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, I really do. Gosh, I just don't understand how Georgia's number 5. I don't understand how they won as many games as they won.
Yeah.
It blows me away. Cause like I've said, every time I watch them, it's just so painful. It's so painful. Baylor's fun. They're explosive. The only team they've lost to both times is Oklahoma, and one time they should have won, and the other time they could have won.
Yes.
So, I mean,
There you go.
it should have and could have.
That's right. So they were right there.
Yeah, they were right
there at having an
And
undefeated
that was
season.
against an incredible quarterback of Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Georgia doesn't have that.
Have an incredible
They had that
quarterback. No, they
option
don't.
with Fields, and they lost him.
Yes, they did.
So now with Fromm I just don't think he has what it takes, especially this year with the way he's played. I think Baylor stuns Georgia.
All right,
you
sorry,
go.
dog fans. Let's move on to December 28th, the playoffs. So we have the playoffs. This is a bit controversial, but we have number 4 Oklahoma playing number 1 LSU.
Right.
Oklahoma, should they really be in there?
I think this game will be closer than people think. I said LSU.
Maybe closer than I think.
So what it comes down to when you play LSU, it's not can you stop LSU's offense, because you can't.
Yeah.
It's can you keep in pace with LSU's offense, and Oklahoma might be able to.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about offensive firepower, like Oklahoma might be one of the few teams besides the other two teams in the playoffs who can firepower just keep scoring against LSU, and you have a quarterback who's beat them before. So we'll see what happens. But with Jalen Hurts at the realm, with him in charge, with the reins of this team, with him in the playoff situation that he can do this. I know he struggled at the end of the season, but he can do this. That being said, LSU wins.
So I was going to say, that being said, well, even throw this factor in, do you have the Heisman curse? So often the Heisman winners, Joe Burrow now, lose the next game. Is that going to happen?
I just can't see that
it's hard
happening,
for me to
right?
see that happening too. I mean, yeah, they're pretty strong in this. So
And he's just so poised, and a senior too, so he's older than most Heisman winners have been in the past.
Yeah.
Because lately it's been just whoever the most recent Oklahoma run and gun shooter is.
It's hard for me to see Oklahoma winning this game.
Yeah,
it
I
really
agree.
is.
So in my mind, LSU wins, so they move on. And then we have a huge matchup. This is just exciting.
The bowl. Number 3, Clemson faces number 2, Ohio State.
So coming into it right now, I believe Clemson's being favored. Which is crazy. It makes sense, though, because Clemson hasn't lost a game in how long?
Yeah, a long time.
26, something, like 25, 24, 26 games or something.
I mean, it's 2 seasons that they haven't lost
If there
a game.
is a team, if there is a matchup this is the one you didn't want. And we talked about this when the rankings came out. This is the game LSU didn't want. This is a game Ohio State didn't want.
No.
And LSU got the number 1 spot.
Yes.
Leaving Ohio State to have to play an angry Clemson team who thinks they're underrated.
Yep.
Who thinks they deserve, since they haven't lost a game in so long, to be number 1.
Yes.
And arguably, like, if you haven't lost a game in this long, you should be. So, they have an argument there.
Yeah.
They haven't played anyone. They haven't played anyone. Ohio State has shown time and time again that they can destroy good teams.
Yeah.
This is, Lawrence has picked it up so much here, but Fields is doing so good for Ohio State as well.
Yeah.
Defensively, both teams are pretty great.
Bottom line is, I can't wait for this game.
This game is, I am so excited for this one, especially knowing that if LSU does win, one of these teams has to play LSU next.
That's right.
That's right. Awesome.
So either of these teams playing LSU next.
I think either one of them can compete.
Intriguing.
Yes,
absolutely.
Arguably, Oklahoma is it's easy to push them out of the picture. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I don't know who to argue for in this game. I really don't know who.
I'm going to go with Clemson. I think they have a coaching edge when it comes to big games. We've seen them in the past come in as underdogs and what they can do. They're arguably one of the best playoff teams we've had since the playoffs have come out. Okay. As far as the way they play when the playoffs come.
Oh my goodness.
They're a new team.
They are.
Even like last year, they come into playoffs and just destroy everyone.
Yes.
Including Alabama. So Clemson has the edge on me in that regard. And because of that, I think I'm going to go with Clemson, and I think it'll be Clemson versus
I thought
LSU.
You were going to say Ohio State.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be Clemson versus LSU in the national championship game.
All right, that's our call, and that's what we're looking at for the coming New Year's Six, as well as the playoffs. Join us when we do a recap.